Hey y'all, here it is Friday. I'm out here looking at a site that I hadn't had to see for quite a while, thanks to the good Lord and the rain. Had to throw a little water on the new plants here this evening, so getting them watered in good. My mustards that I planted the other day, they're already coming up, and tomatoes looking good. We might sneak a few of them vine ripe tomatoes in for first frost. We'll see. Got the turnip greens in this evening. I'm staggering the mustards. I got another row I'm going to put in, and we'll do that probably in the morning. Put them about a week apart. But had a pretty good haul this evening. Got some folks wanting some corn over in, some good friends over in Huntington, friends of mom and dad's of mine, and maybe a few folks at the church. Got a few eggs as well. But how about that for a walk out in the pasture? Well, I've got, I'm going to show you these baby chickens here in a minute, but I guess karma's coming to visit me in a good way, kind of, I guess. Years and years of retail management demanding the best out of folks, and not putting up a whole lot. The Lord has blessed me with the privilege of working with a young man that just doesn't quite get it sometimes. I'll call him Skippy, but we knocked off a little bit early today, but I get tickled at some of the things I hear, and I'm learning patience. I think it's probably best that didn't have to work necessarily side by side with an individual that mindset 20 years ago, because I don't know how well it worked out, but wisdom and time has tempered me to understand that they just don't get it sometimes. But it's a little slow on our installation jobs, but the boss is gracious enough always to keep us working and helps our paycheck. Needed some post holes dug today, a little weed eating done. And after he lined us out about what he needed, I was out to get it. And old Skippy looked at me and said, "I don't get paid to do post holes." Okay. That couple's in the same week where he didn't get paid to make decisions. He does get paid to show up late for work, and I think some of these restaurants over there have a special after 8 o'clock when we're supposed to punch in, because that's when he decides he'll stop and get him a little bite to eat, and we might start working about 9. Okay, I'll be nice. Again, I just let it lay. But, he'll learn in time that when a man pays you for a job, you get it done. If you don't like it, well, you can part ways very friendly and find you a job that does meet your qualifications. But until then, get the post holes, diggers, and get it done. Thank God for soft dirt, because I had all the post holes to dig today. Kind of funny, a man over 40 making quick work of it. But I guess I was just raised that way. Something else that's got me karma'd up is I can't stand waste. And this whole soil out here is so good. I think you can just about think about a plant and stand still long enough and it'd come up. It's so fertile out here. But I'm learning a little bit on this gardening thing. Those that say folks that can garden good have green thumbs, I don't know about that. I think the ones that really know what they're doing has got brown fingernails. I don't, but I think that's part of it. But when I planted all this corn, of course I double seeded it to make sure I got good germination, and it's just about 100% germination. So farmers know, and you have to cull through and thin out the plants. Well, I didn't. I couldn't stand it. Couldn't stand to rip up a plant that was growing, and it still made okay. I've got about 2 ears of stalk, so I'm not complaining. But if I had to do it over, I guess I'll thin them out. It was breaking my heart earlier to have to thin out the carrots, but I know I got to do it. So I did. But everything's coming along. I made the final transition. We had 3 classes of biddies hatched on the August the 22nd, 29th, and then September the 5th. And the last round I put in with the other ones last night. And I've got a B.I.C.U here, a biddy intensive care unit, because a couple of them really weren't big enough to be out there yet, even though they should be. And then I've got one that's got a problem with her head. I guess the other biddies have pecked the feathers off, and she's kind of got a bald head. So I thought, well, we'll put them into isolation and let them grow a little bit better and heal before we put them back out there with all the rest of them. So she didn't look too hot last night, so we gave her a fresh bedding and water and food and put her in there, and she's doing okay. The thing about these biddies, for those of you who don't know, and researching and asking questions and learning, when you have a heat lamp on the really young ones, it's important to put a red one, because any type of white lighting, those little baby chickens, will expose any peck marks or any little blood spots or whatever, and the other chickens, the babies, are curious and they'll just peck them and peck them and peck them. So the red light kind of hides all that, so that's why that's important. But we did a head count, and we've got 128 of these rascals out here, 46 adults, and whatever the balance is on that, with I guess 72 babies. But we're going to expand their little section a little bit more tomorrow. It's not much, just some tin on some posts. There's one of them sitting wanting to jump over, but they've gotten quite large. Hey there. From where they were. As you can see, there's some really pretty colors. There's the latest class. They decided they're going to take a little bit of a refuge. I think they're still a bit institutionalized, if you will, and they don't know what it's like to be outside bars, so they'll make it along, I'm sure. But we did get some broccoli and I believe some Brussels sprouts planted, and got, of course, the lettuce planted and green onions, and we're going to be in good shape hopefully for too long. But I think egg count today was 10. One of them laid it randomly in the middle of the yard, and the rest of the chickens didn't have any better sense. They stepped on it, but still an egg laid, so that's 10. 9 usable eggs. But here's the old garden that we first started with, and talk about teaching patience. All those little weeds there, I pull up to make sure those carrots get good nutrients. And I made it about halfway this evening before I said I just can't do it. It's too late in the evening, I have no coffee. So I'll come out here and hit it in the morning and thin those things out, and we might have some carrots, right? Well, I hope y'all have a good evening. I'm gonna go over to Mom and Dad's a little bit late tomorrow morning, and my mom had a birthday this week, and of course with her medical condition, she really is not able to really know what's going on, but she's had that catfish festival that Huntington has every year, little flyer in her hand for the last week, just pointing at it. So we're going to take her out there, and it's small enough where she won't get winded, I don't think. But spend a little family time, I guess, if you will. And then head back over here and get some of these old limbs picked up. They're piling up. I'm ready for a little bit cooler days, and we're going to knock that big old monster of a patch out. I'm tired of looking at that old tree laying in there. Anyway, that's about all the news you can use. if you can use any of it, that is. But be patient with those at work. Believe me, I'm having to be. The Lord's teaching it to me every day. About the time it rises up in me to say something, I just back up a little bit and have to be a little bit more understanding and lead and guide them more than push them, I guess. So there is that. It'll be all right. Smile. Y'all be the light. Try to help somebody else be the light too with a smile. Oh, I guess I need to check off everything. I was about to wrap it up. Let's see who all's on here this evening. There's Carolyn. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. There's Miss Dorothy. Thank you. Let's see. Wow, man. Hey, Donna. Yeah, last couple nights been a little hectic, so wasn't able to get on. Hey, Roxanne, how are you? Allie, good to see you. From Amanda, Ohio, Sherry's checking in. Yeah, my shirt matches my hat. That's right. Miss Sylvia down at Lone Star said they've got a surprise for me coming in the next week or so. I don't know what that's about, so that'll be kind of cool. We'll see what that is. Y'all have to hang around and see that. Hey, Susan, how are you? Mr. Manuel, church buddy, how are you? Sitting in the bow stand at Gunsight. How about that? I hope I don't. I guess I need to talk a little quieter, because this is about prime time for that big one to step out. I won't tell him you're watching, Gary. How's that? Hey, Judy. Good to see you. And Belinda from Mississippi. Hey, Janie from Cincinnati. There she is. Let's see, Barbara from Chibolo. All right, I'm running out of daylight. Hey, from Fort Worth says Holly. Okay, Manuel, you're in Missouri. Good stuff. There's my sweetheart tonight. How are you, sweetheart? Let's see. Hey, Vivian. Boy, that's a fresh face there. Old co-worker there. And you're not old, Vivian. We were co-workers. Never mind, I always mess it up. But good soul, good friend. Good to see you, Vivian. Let's see, there's Molly and Mike. Happy Friday to you, Mike in California. Oh, you're welcome, Barbara. Just rambling around the pasture. Hey, Kim, my sister's on there. And Mr. Jonathan. Ellen from the Netherlands, that's cool. All right, I think that's everybody. But we'll wrap it up for this week and barrel right on into October, I guess. I think my buddy Tony Ramey's got a live show Sunday evening. If y'all are around, check out his page, Tony Ramey. But good man, good soul. So anyway, all right, that's it. Y'all be the light, and we'll talk with you, I guess, tomorrow. Okay, Belinda. Hello, Grands. Thanks for that. Snuck that in right as we're closing out. Be the light, y'all. Make a difference. We'll talk to you this weekend.